So here we are at Cherbourg. This is, I think, the semi-final. And Paul and Steve from the UK against the French team. I don't know their names, where they're from. First end. You see, still quite a few teams playing on here. Paul and Steve just had a cracking game, the last one, so I said I would try and film this one, see how long my battery will last. So we'll move over here, focus behind Paul for his shot afterwards, as this is Petanque coach. High enough. Kicked like a mule. That happens on this terrain. Threw it well enough. See, the terrain, this is the thing, this is the really interesting thing. This terrain is evil because it's concrete underneath and then very sharp stones on top. So you can throw it where you think is a good point and it will just kick like hell. And then, as you see, sometimes try and finesse it a little bit too much, and it just goes crazy in terms of it doesn't move at all. So Steve's now in a difficult position, first end, so nothing too terrifying, but he's got to put a good ball in. Not entirely sure if the placement of the cosh there helped them, because the cautionary was thrown too long initially and they put it there. But, that's for discussion afterwards. That's a great example. Steve played what was a good ball, looked a good ball in the air, kicked like a mule. So we'll focus on the other game over here as well, as there are games going on. Big miss, and a little hit. Back to Steve. Played it well, it didn't quite bite. Not a good end to start with. The other team had been waiting for a couple of hours, so they'd hardly played any ball. The guys had been practicing plenty, but it just shows you how hard the edges of the terrain are. So, because down the middle, as you can see, plenty of light places, but right down where the lines are, the strings, that's a different story altogether. So, this is the terrain. Very, very sharp stones, or cailloux, as they call them in France. Les cailloux. On the outdoor terrains, they can have a real impact on the game, the cailloux. So a little discussion here as to what the best thing to do. I think, personally, the best thing to do is that they should point and just try and get something. There's no real benefit of shooting anything, in my opinion, but we will see. Good shot on the other terrain. But as you can see, kicked like a mule. So the thing with trainers, this is one of the interesting things that I think. It's so difficult to point that it's almost easier to shoot. This is what makes it quite fun. That of course means that it's difficult for both sides to get ball relatively close. And he's run into one of those front ball, obviously, as I state the obvious, but It's almost like you have to throw it over it, and it is in the line, and it is annoying. I just get sick of it going for the shot. Shot again. So interesting. I think it's only one there, and you can hear the bounce on the next pitch. The ball literally sometimes goes up and lands down. So this will be a shot here from the chap in grey. Short, sharp, hard whip on the ball. That piece. They're looking at about. Oh, it's one to Steve. Very interesting. Right. Never expected that. I think it was one to Steve. Entirely sure what happened there. Obviously they shot their ball because they were on. Very difficult to determine from back this way. But yeah, so the area they're discussing here is the perfect area in Steve's opinion to land in. So I'm going to leave my finger here and we'll see if ball can actually hit that area. Hopefully my hand sticking out like this won't put him off too much. Obviously it's blurring his body. There or thereabouts, but it's run through. Steve, how many that end? One. Okay. Can't believe it. From back here, I can't believe it. Yeah. I know. So outside that would be, a decent ball because outside's totally different. You can, roll the ball in, but in here it was relatively effective. Purists would think these are really bad ball, but it's such a difficult terrain. And Paul's going to try and land his probably 1.5 to 2 meters in front, about there. And his has held nicely, and obviously it's difficult now for the shooter because, well, it's not difficult, the ball's cleanly out, but there is always a danger of hitting your own, but I've got a feeling he's going to point, yeah. I don't know if you can hear the noise when the ball lands. It's this real thwack. Almost like you're hitting a cricket ball or something. And over in the other terrain, nice spank of a ball has landed right in the area where this chap's going to point. So, stopped in the end. Plenty of backspin on it to hold it. He's going to shoot the ball. Shooting impeccably in the last game. So, but it's early in this game, obviously only second end. So the opposition don't really know that much about him. They're being a bit nonchalant. They're having a sandwich while they're actually playing. So see what Steve can do here. Hopefully the team on this side won't be putting him off. Yeah, they are. Because not particularly great sportsmanship. But there we are. This chap at least is waiting. So back to the shot. Superb. He is a carrow machine at the moment. The last game he was doing that all the time. It's a beautiful carrow because it just sort of comes down, as you can see, and lands and kicks into the ball, which you can do on this terrain. It's practically landing it almost exactly on the ball, but it is just millimetres before it. So top point now for this gentleman. He's run it through, and as you can see, obvious. one's held. It's an interesting thing because a lot of teams, if they throw something really bad, will just, a lot of players, they'll just change their shot. They'll think, oh no, that was a bad shot. But these guys are good players, so they say, no, I picked my shot, I stick with it. Didn't maybe necessarily throw it well enough. Didn't necessarily got the result I wanted, but they'll go with it again. So Steve's obviously going for the shot. What a spot, Caro, that is. No emotion. He's like an ice, an assassin that just, I mean, that was impeccable. So, but Steve plays here a lot in France, so he knows what he's raising his game now. It's a runner, and it's good. It's on the cushion, eh? Hell of a ball. So it's Steve's last shot. Essentially, the cochonnet is buried under that stone, so I don't think it's going to... It might scuff up, but it's not going to move very much. So if anything, it's going to move towards his ball if he hits it, depending on how hard he hits it. And bear in mind, this is 10 metres all day long. To be hitting spot carrows at that distance is excellent, truly outstanding. It's a great shot again, yeah. Hit it clean. Yeah, looks like they're on 3-ish there. This is Steve's 2 carrows. Steve's 3 carrows. No, because one of them didn't go off, so yeah, it's kicked off like mad there. So certainly, definitely looks like 3 points to me thus far. Paul has 2 ball left. Shouldn't move the cochonnet, should be fine. Just needs to make sure that he's up there enough for the ball to count. Looks good. Oi, and I cursed him. Claiming 3. Definitely looks like 3. Yeah, it is 3. Not quite sure why there. Not entirely sure what's going on. I think there's confusion as to whose ball is whose. I still don't know whose ball is whose. Yeah, it's Steve's ball. So it is 3. Yeah. One of the things with lots of playing ball, they all look very, very similar. Great shooting though. So, he's drawn the circle and they've got a circle. Ooh, was a cucumber. After many years playing here in Cherbourg. As you can see, quite a few games still going on. Lots of ladies' games going on as well, which is great. Now that's going to be maybe over 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 9.5. So, bit of discussion where the landing area is. This is good for Paul. He's got to commit to it. As you can see, the height is good if you can do super lofts. Paul tends to enjoy them as a demi-lob, which is good for him, for his game. Little bend of the knees, and then the kinetic chain, kicks through. That's okay. On this terrain, that's a fairly decent ball. So we see what happens now. Is he going to play low or high? This sort of distances should stand up, I think, and he is. And that, yeah, dug in. From here, doesn't look on. Chap doesn't look too happy. So Petanque, which I'm not entirely sure where they're from. This is a bouladrome that's shared with at least 5 other clubs. That kicks like a bitch. Yeah, like a mule. So the gentleman walking down the back there with the right there, as I point out, quite phenomenal shooter. Very laid-back shooting style. Nothing that you would think would work, but he very rarely misses. You know, a real character of the game. And good old boys together. So ball number 3. He's got it with that one. So over to Steve again. Sort of pushed that out the side of his hand a little bit, but it worked. So Steve Daykin, left-hand shooter. One. Thought I'd come this angle just because it was better for Steve. But when he looks back on that shot later. Could be there. I think it is. Slightly difficult to tell from this end, but yeah, it is there. Run through probably 18 inches or so, but again, it's a tough point. So quick confidence. I think he should be pointing, playing along the line of his own ball. If he misses his ball, he's on. If he hits his ball, he'll be hopefully promoting it in for 1, maybe 2 points. See what happens. Kicked, well, held, but not quite there. It's in a decent second place, so that means Steve's going to have, well, it's not a decent second place, but it's fair second place on this terrain. Steve's going to have a shot now. Thinking about it, a little bit of discussion. No, he's committed to it, which is good. Shooting what a shot. Clean as a whistle. No problem with that at all. They're certainly laying down the law here with the shooting, making opening statements, saying this is what's going to happen. We put the ball on, we're going to hit it. Oh, his move pulls up, but he's step-laddered over it and ended up on. So a cheeky little result in the end. But the ball's clean. He's got a chance to shoot it clean now. So we'll move over this way. See if we can get them from this angle again as well. So. Shot again. She's on form. Again, no emotion. Just do what you're there to do. You should be sitting at least 2, maybe 3, I believe. See what happens with balls now. Well, maybe not, because the other team have got ball. I'm a little confused. Obviously haven't been watching the game correctly, or don't know who's closest from this end, which is quite possible. Yeah, spun around the front one, ended up on the cochonnet. So end of that end, at least 2 I would say. So score on the door looks 5-3. Just check with Steve. 5. Yeah.
Made 2 out of it, so I'm shooting for Gareth.
Yeah.
Get it. And
Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't entirely sure whose ball were whose watching from here, you see, so trying to remember exactly. What's the score? 5-3?
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah,
That was close, 5-3, 4-2. So, it's good to ask the question, because then when they reflect back on this game afterwards, we always do good deep dive analysis of the games and what's happened and the choices made. It's very important in petanque because you can make sometimes decisions in impulse, especially under pressure, things like that. Maybe those decisions on reflection are, right or wrong. You never know, because here's the thing: any tactic is amazing when it comes off, and the worst tactic in the world when it doesn't, and you look silly. So. That's a decent ball. So we're looking at about 7 up now. So Steve's very deliberate with his setup. Always the same routine every single time. Same routine. That's really important, just like in tennis. That's his first miss in the last 2 games. Miss it by anything, but this is a miss. You can see where he's putting his foot, how close he was with the shot. Let's see if we can zoom in. Just a little miss. Big shot now. Well, I never. There we are. Obviously, because it's not 10 metres. It's the only thing I can think. Because the consistency has been great. First one was next to nothing. Second one, short, offline. Ball now needs a really good ball, obviously, or they're in for a costly end here. Decent enough on this terrain. If you can hear the twang, as I say, as it hits the concrete, it goes boing. Considering the shot, it's a difficult one because it's a decent ball from Paul. Because the terrains are not dead here, they're open terrains either side. Cochonnet moves. You still got a problem. Probably the better move here to opt to point in my opinion. That's good again. So you got a decent front one, decent back one. Still got 2 ball, 1 each. If you can rest one into the middle one of those 3, that would be amazing. That would be the ultimate position to be in. It's a fair effort. On this terrain, all 4 of those balls look good. Steve's going to try and point and try and do the rest shot, I'm guessing, because that is the obvious shot. It's okay. Line's blocked up, 1 at the back. Obviously Steve's one at the far back, should they opt for the cochonnet, but I don't think they will. What would I do? It's a tough question here. I think there are going to be some deliberations going on. What would I do? probably shoot the two that are together, even if it's just to split them up. Because no, it's pointing. There we are. Okay. Maybe he's just put one in, see what happens, then shoot afterwards. He's got second. A little bit of luck with a ricochet. Continue pointing now, obviously. Can't see the ball because the chap's in the way. Moving a second. Has played, has kicked. But again, has ended up not too bad. That is most bizarre because he's got to shoot the side one. He kicked off it twice. No, he wants to point. Okay, what do I know about anything? Ooh, he got very lucky there. Very lucky. Very nearly not quite. It's a really interesting end here now. So on this terrain, you would never normally see all these balls so close to each other. God, it's kicked off the wrong ball in again. So I think it's 4. That's a crazy 4. 4 points.
Difficult to take that. Every
4
single
points.
enough.
Yeah, enough.
When you got
5.
4 ball.
Jesus. Well, there we are. No need to shoot. And you can come off ball and get 5 points. Bizarrely. Can't quite see how, but they managed it. So we're looking here again. This has got to be 9.5, 10 metres. Yeah. So some of the games have obviously finished now. Still some going on. Samuel down at the bottom, top French player, playing incredibly well. One of the big semi-final there. Other 2 teams here that are also outstanding, as most of them are. Too much spin, held the ball, didn't run at all. So we're back to that dodgy stuff that's right along by the screen, where literally anything can happen. So it's about playing, in my opinion, slightly dead weight with which ball likes to play anyway. Oh, it's stuck. It's probably on. Yeah. Not particularly pretty for either of those balls. At least 1.5 meters short. But yeah, I think ball is on. No, ball is on. Not hold the ball. So sure there's any difference. real benefit of playing poussé, but if you play along the white lines of your own ball and it happens to move it on, then that's okay. The important thing here is to just hold the point, secure the end, which is done. Paul's got to try and land in the middle of those two front ones, I would say. Just after them, the right sort of place. Quite sure why it didn't do what it should have done. Well thrown ball. As I said, the terrain can be evil. Problem with the front ball like that. Landed on one and ended up relatively sort of okay, but not great. Steve's got a point now. Very different game to the last one. Strings are okay, so it's not dead, it's a great ball. Little measure just to be sure, because from where I'm standing it looks very much on. Yeah. Going for a shot here, I believe. Scuffed it, but only to the left, so it's still on. So, difficult position. Here's the kick. My God, did that kick. So final ball for this French team. It's not on, but it's decent enough. The boys, I mean, Steve's point has really turned this end around, and obviously then hitting the ball and scuffing it across shows anything can happen in the game. I think they're still on, pretty sure they're still on. There's no benefit to shooting it, I don't think. So it would be points to see what happens. They're looking around to see if the jack moves or anything like that. But I'm guessing he's probably going to play something out to the side by the string. Oh, Jack did move. I think he's okay. And there you have a shot. He's calling for the shot. That's how I get doing that. That's missed it. Just the 1 point, I think. over here. I'll see if I can grab this bag off here and maybe steal this chair, because my back is killing me. There we go. So I'll give you some perspective now from a different angle. At least 9.5 metres, probably 10. Again, where Steve's saying his foot is where the ideal landing spot is. It's about 1.5 metres from the cochonnet. There is the caillou, the stone that's there, that does send the ball off and kicks them. So let's see how Paul copes with this one with his little flat point, flat plumber. And there's the kick. What a bitch that one was. Yeah. But you can't count on things like that. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just move out of his eye line. It's on. It's still 1 metre away. So I need a better effort now from Paul. It's good. It's in front, it's on the line, and it's on. So it's going to force the guy to, he has to really push for this, because he plays his ball short and flat and runs it through. Could very easily knock that one on. He's going to be landing in that bare patch about halfway through, just about there. That's the only real landing patch, and it's on. Yeah, it's the only real landing patch that, you know, knocked up loads of nasty stones in it. Could be good, I'm not sure. Might be a tape. Steve says it's potentially on. Quick measure, make sure. Paul's confident that it's there, so is Steve. The French are not. So but yes, it is. So again, he's looking at the bare patch. Where you can see there's the light sort of grey. Oh my God, I think he might be taking the shot on here for the two ball that are together at the front. Whether either going up over the top or taking the front one to take the back one. Just scuffed it more in the line and now caused more trouble. Very surprised he went for that. But should have hit it clean, could have been good, over ball up. So here's landing spot again. Just shows how a bit of spin and the stones can send the ball off all over the place. I think this chap will be aiming for the same sort of spot, the light grey area. I went for the same spot, but didn't hit it. That's what slowed it down. He was on the edge of it, so it hit all the stones. Ooh, so he was racing through there, but obviously hit his own ball and ended up on the actual point. There we are. So they're out now, and Steve should be smacking this. So he'll do his same routine. Just chill out. Into the circle with intent, set his feet, set the arm, a couple of backswings, calm himself down, little meditation, and that's the result. Great shot. They're claiming to at the moment, which I think they are looking from here. But so big point. He should play to the left-hand side as he's left-handed. That's kicked. Ooh, did not bite. So he has a shot. For 3 for his point that didn't go on this back one that Paul just mentioned, which is around 11 metres. Just missed it. Let's say it's 2. I'm just going to measure it. It is 2. Score now, Steve? 7-all. Yeah, it was unlucky. Yeah. Going to be long at 10. Probably bang on 10 or a touch long. Looks like he might want to measure it. So, yeah. Give the arbit, the umpire, something to do. So, a couple of people having a couple of goes. 10, he thinks it's okay. We'll soon see. Measure the inside of the circle. Yeah, that's good. It's an important ball here, 7-all. If we can get a decent front one in, puts the pressure right back on the opposition. It's going out all right. Yeah. It's going out all right. So, is he going to shoot it? I think he's considering pointing. Yeah. Personally, I'm going to shot him over there. Because you're just wasting ball trying to get closer to what is a good ball. Shoot it now. There is, some degree of tactics going here. You put a decent enough first point up and then shoot it with the second one. If you stay around, then you're in a good position because you've got 2 good ball there. If you hit it clean, then you've still got the 1 point. That's not too bad. So there was arguments both ways. But if you miss like that, then you've got a problem. Didn't miss it by much, but a miss is a miss. With a little tickle. Guy that doesn't trust his eyes or needs the confirmation because he likes measuring. Enough, landed short and ran up enough. Time for a big hit for Steve. It's in the open. So into the circle with intent. So more 10, 1, 2, 3, and then bring it back for the shot. Right shot. So tennis players do this where they bounce the ball multiple times. Puts them in the zone. Gets them to relax, gets them to think that a shot is just the same, just as important or unimportant as any shot should be. And the important thing is to make your practice shots your actual shots in the game. So we'll have another tough one here because that's a very good ball, pretty much next to there, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a point here. Because see if we can zoom in. There's the 2 ball there together. Yeah. So it's a difficult one. Not really going to be shooting that. But potentially pointing it. Oh, it ran and it just ran a little bit too much. Didn't run into the other ball either. But it's a decent back ball, so he's got the shot now. He hits the 2 of them together. It's okay if he takes it. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, he is. So let's zoom in on the ball that he's shooting. It's the 2 ball that are together now. Just missed. Difficult one. Good little runner. It's done the job. That's interesting now because obviously it's in front of the kosh now. So if he hits the ball, runs the kosh, it could be a difficult position for this French team. Chosen to point now. Let's see what happens when he points. I'm not going to change the focus of the camera. Very short. So now what do we do? The shot is still on. I think he'll take the